Many people misunderstand the difficult and silent seasons of life. When prayers seem unanswered, opportunities feel scarce, and things are not moving the way you expected, it is easy to assume that God has forgotten you or that you are being punished. But the truth is far from that. Your current season is not meant to destroy you. It is shaping you. Every hardship, every moment of waiting is preparation for the blessings God is aligning for your future. Before elevation comes preparation. And preparation often happens in private, in quiet moments, in hidden seasons where it appears nothing. Yet behind the scenes, God is developing strength, character, faith, discipline, and wisdom within you so that you can sustain the level of blessing He is about to release. Think of a seed planted in the soil. For a long time, everything looks still. There is no visible growth on the surface, and from the outside, it would appear as if nothing is happening. But deep underground, roots are being established. The foundation is forming, and the seed is being strengthened for what it will. The seed must remain buried for a time before it rises. In the same way, God allows us to be buried in seasons of obscurity, not to keep us down, but to prepare us to grow higher and stronger than before. Just as a building must have a deep foundation before it can rise to great heights, your foundation must be reinforced for the level of elevation God is preparing for you. Sometimes God allows us to experience discomfort and stretching because comfort can lead to stagnation. Growth rarely happens in comfort. When God prepares someone for wealth, influence, or leadership, He often takes them through seasons that build endurance, humility, and resilience. You learn to trust God when you have no one else to depend on. You learn gratitude when you have lived through lack. You learn stewardship when you have had to do much with little. These seasons are not punishments. They are divine training programs. If everything came too easily, too quickly, or too early, you might mishandle the blessing. Many people pray for wealth, elevation, platforms, and success, but they are not yet mentally, spiritually, emotionally, or financially prepared to sustain it. God loves you too much to give you something that will harm you because you are not ready. So He uses the waiting season to polish your character, sharpen your gifts, and strengthen your faith. What looks like delay is actually protection. What feels like rejection is redirection. And what seems like silence is God working in ways you cannot yet see. This season is also shaping your perspective. You will value the blessing more because you endure the process. You will have the humility to remember where you came from, the empathy to help others, and the wisdom to maintain what God places in your hands. When God elevates you, He wants you prepared, mature, and grounded, so that the blessing does not change you negatively, but rather you use it to glorify Him and uplift others. So instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Shift your mindset to, what is this preparing me for? Expect that everything you're going through is building you for what is coming. God is not punishing you. He is positioning you. The waiting is working for your good. The preparation is evidence that elevation is near. There comes a point in every journey of elevation where separation becomes necessary. Not because you are better than anyone, but because where God is taking you, not everyone can go. Growth changes your circle, your mindset, your priorities, and your spirit. Sometimes the greatest challenge is not the elevation itself, but the courage to let go of what was comfortable in order to embrace what is destined. Many people pray for a higher level, greater blessings and divine increase, yet they hold on to connections, habits, and environments that are too small for the future God is preparing for them. Elevation requires separation because God's in your purpose, your peace, and your promise. There are people assigned to your past who are not assigned to your future. They were suitable for the level you are on, but they cannot handle the version of you that is emerging. Some will not understand your growth, some will resist it, and others may even try to pull you back to who you used to be. When God begins to elevate you, He reveals how. You start to see who celebrates you genuinely and who only tolerated you when you were on a lower level. Don't be surprised if God separates you from friends, relationships, or familiar environments. He is not taking anything away to leave you empty. He is making space for something greater, pure, and more aligned with your destiny. Sometimes the separation is not from people, but from habits and mindsets that no longer serve you. Elevation demands discipline. It requires transformation from the inside out. You cannot pray for abundance while maintaining a scarcity mind. You cannot enter a new season carrying old wounds, bitterness, laziness, or excuses. God will highlight the areas within you that must be refined before He promotes you. He may call you into seasons of isolation, not to punish you, but to rebuild you. In isolation, He removes external noise so you can hear His voice more clearly. It is often in solitude that direction, ideas, clarity, and spiritual strength are birthed. Separation also includes shifting environments. You cannot grow in soil that resists your potential. Sometimes God will make you uncomfortable where you are so that you will no longer settle for less than what He intended for you. You may feel a disconnect from places or routines that used to feel normal and enjoyable. That discomfort is a sign that elevation is near. You are outgrowing the space you were in. And just as a bird must leave the nest to learn to soar, you must leave certain spaces to rise into your calling. It is natural to feel sadness, confusion, or even guilt when separation happens, especially when it involves people you care about or environments you once depended on. But trust that God sees what you cannot. He knows which relationships will lift you and which would limit you. He sees who will support your elevation and who would sabotage it. What looks like loss to you is often protection from God. He removes what would hinder you, even when you don't see the danger. As you elevate, your circle becomes smaller, but more intentional. Your time becomes more valuable. Your focus becomes sharper. You begin investing in connections that align with purpose, not comfort. God replaces the temporary with the destined, the draining with the supportive, and the familiar with the divine. So do not cling to what God is trying to separate you from. Release with grace. Trust the transition. Understand that anyone or anything that walks away in this season was not meant to stay for the next. Separation is not rejection. It is preparation for elevation. God is clearing the path so you can rise without weight holding you down. Embrace the shift, because what is ahead is greater than anything you are leaving behind. Faith is the key that unlocks the doors of favor, breakthrough, and elevation, while doubt becomes the barrier that slows down or blocks what God intends to release in your life. Many people pray, hope, and desire change. Yet deep inside they hold doubt, fear, and uncertainty about whether God will truly do it for them. Faith and doubt cannot operate in the same space. Where faith builds, doubt destroys. Where faith opens, doubt closes. Faith attracts blessings, but doubt repels. If you want to see God elevate you and experience the wealth, increase, and transformation He has promised, you must guard your mind, your words, and your belief. Elevation requires faith, persistent, unwavering, and confident. Faith is not simply believing God exists. It is trusting His timing, His process, and His plan, even when you do not see immediate results. Anyone can believe when things are visible and going well, but true faith is tested in silence, in waiting, and in uncertainty. When nothing appears to be changing, that is where faith either grows or collapses. Your faith must be stronger than your feelings, stronger than your fear, and stronger than the opposition you face. God responds to faith, not frustration. Faith moves heaven to act. A single moment of sincere belief can do what years of self-effort could not accomplish. Doubt, on the other hand, is the voice that whispers, what if it doesn't work? What if God doesn't come through for you? What if things will always stay the same? Doubt magnifies obstacles and minimizes possibilities. Doubt convinces you to settle for less, give up too soon, or shrink your dreams to match your current reality. Doubt keeps you stuck in cycles of missed opportunities because it steals expectancy. And without expectancy, you cannot receive what you are praying for. You cannot walk into a season of elevation while entertaining thoughts of defeat. To step into the life God is preparing for you, you must align your belief with His promise. Faith must reflect in your mindset, your speech, and your actions. If you believe God is elevating you, then speak like it, plan like it, prepare like it, and live like it. Faith is not passive. Faith shows up before the blessing arrives. It celebrates before the manifestation. It prepares us if the breakthrough is already guaranteed. When you operate in faith, you behave as though God has already done what He promised, because in the spiritual realm, it is already settled. You are simply waiting for its release into your physical reality. This is why guarding your thoughts and words is critical. Your words carry spiritual power. Speaking negatively, worrying constantly, or confessing fear weakens your faith and doubt. Speak life over your situation. Declare what God said, not what you see. Visualize the elevation, the wealth, the change, and the breakthrough. The more you confess faith, the more faith grows. The more you focus on doubt, the more doubt lies. Understand also that faith attracts favor. God honors those who trust Him. Faith opens doors you never knocked on. Faith causes people to remember your name, opportunities to find you, and solutions to appear where there were none. When you believe boldly, heaven moves boldly. Some blessings are waiting on one thing, not God's willingness, but your belief. At the same time, doubt does not just slow progress. It disconnects you from God's flow of abundance. It is like trying to receive water through a blocked pipe. The supply is there, the source is ready, but the channel is clogged. Faith clears the channel so that blessings can flow freely. To elevate, you must train your spirit to choose faith over doubt daily. Remind yourself of what God has done before. If He did it once, He can do it again. Feed your mind with truth, surround yourself with faith-filled people, and distance yourself from voices that fuel fear. A faith is a lifestyle, not a moment. The more you build it, the more you rise. Choose to believe, not because everything makes sense now, but because God is faithful. Faith activates your elevation. Doubt delays it. Your future depends on which one you nurture. When God elevates you, He never does it without purpose. His blessings are intentional, strategic, and connected to a bigger. Elevation is not only about personal gain, status, or material increase. It is about aligning you with your calling, expanding your influence, and positioning you to impact others. God does not just bless you for you, He blesses you so that you can become a vessel of blessing. What He gives you is meant to flow through you to uplift, inspire, and transform lives. When elevation is God ordained, it always carries responsibility, growth, and a divine assignment. Many people desire greatness, wealth, and promotion, but few truly understand the weight that comes with elevation. Every new level brings new responsibility. When God lifts you up, it is because He can now trust you with more. He elevates those who have been processed, purified, and prepared, not just those who desire the spotlight. The purpose behind elevation is to strengthen your ability to serve, lead, and influence with humility, love, and wisdom. God wants your character to rise with your platform so that you reflect Him in every area of your life. One of the purposes of elevation is to grant you access to spaces where your voice, presence, and actions can bring transformation. God positions you so you can shift atmospheres, break generational patterns, create opportunities for others, and represent His goodness in places where it has not yet been seen. He gives influence so it can be used for impact. Your elevation is not just for personal celebration. It is a seed that will produce change in families, communities, and even nations. Another purpose behind God's elevation is to bring glory back. When people see your rise, your success, your transformation, and the blessings on your life, it becomes a testimony of God's power. Through your journey, others learn that God is still faithful, still opening doors, still performing miracles, and still elevating those who trust Him. Your story becomes a message. Your breakthrough that God is real and active in the lives of His people. God elevates you so that your life becomes a living example of His grace. God also elevates you to break cycles of lack, limitation, and generational struggles. He raises one person in a family to shift the trajectory for everyone connected to them. You may be the one chosen to break the pattern that held your family down, to open doors no one else could, to create wealth that will bless generations after you. Your elevation is not isolated. It is generational. It is meant to create legacy. God is using you to rewrite the story for those who will come after you. Elevation with purpose also brings spiritual maturity. As God increases you, He teaches you to rely on Him even more. He guides you through new decisions, greater responsibilities, and larger assignments. The higher you go, the more you need His wisdom, protection, and direction. He elevates you not so you become independent from Him, but so you become even more dependent, understanding that without Him you cannot sustain what He gives you. Lastly, God elevates you to reveal what is possible when someone chooses obedience, faith, and surrender. You become evidence of what happens when a person partners with God. Your elevation inspires others to rise, to believe, to grow, to pursue purpose, and to walk boldly in their calling. You become a light that leads others toward hope. So when elevation comes, remember it is not about status. It is about assignment. It is not about prestige, it is about purpose. God is preparing to elevate you so that you can lead, serve, and shine for His glory, to bless others, and to fulfill a divine mission that only you are uniquely equipped to carry. Wealth is often misunderstood because many people limit its definition to money alone. While financial increase is a part of it, true wealth is much broader, deeper, and more meaningful. Real wealth touches every dimension of your life: spiritual, emotional, physical, relational, and financial. You can have money and still be poor in peace, purpose, love, or health. You can have material possessions and still feel empty inside. But when God brings wealth, He enriches your life holistically. He brings balance, fulfillment, and abundance that cannot be measured only by what is in your bank account. God's version of wealth equips you to live well, grow continually, and make a difference in the world around you. One of the greatest forms of wealth is peace. Peace of mind, peace of heart, and peace in your spirit are priceless. Many chase riches and destroy themselves with stress and anxiety just to maintain an image or lifestyle. But true wealth is when you can rest at night knowing you lack nothing internally. It is the ability to live without fear, without pretending, and without losing yourself. Peace is wealth, because without it, even the richest person can be miserable. When God elevates you, He doesn't just give you money. He gives you peace that sustains your joy and protects your soul. True wealth also includes health. Good health is one of the most valuable blessings a person can have. You can have millions, but if your body is failing, your energy is gone, or your mind is weighed down, you cannot enjoy your blessing. Health is wealth because it allows you to experience life fully, serve with strength, and pursue destiny with energy. Many people sacrifice health to chase wealth, only to spend their wealth trying to restore their health. God's intention is that you prosper in all things, including your body and well-being. Another important dimension of wealth is wisdom. Wisdom is the ability to make sound decisions, avoid unnecessary losses, and build a life that lasts. Without wisdom, wealth will not stay. Money gained without wisdom is easily wasted. That is why some people receive blessings but mismanage them, because their character and knowledge were not developed to sustain what they received. Wisdom is what helps you multiply wealth, protect it, and use it for good. It keeps you grounded, disciplined, and intentional. Godly wealth comes with wisdom so you can steward blessings responsibly. Wealth is also found in relationships. The people who support you, uplift you, challenge you to grow, and love you genuinely. One loyal person is more valuable than a crowd of fake supporters. A strong family, healthy friendships, and meaningful connections add richness to life. You can be financially wealthy but relationally bankrupt if your life is filled with distrust, loneliness, or betrayal. God often elevates people by surrounding them with the right relationships, those who sharpen their purpose and help carry the vision forward. Another form of wealth is purpose. When you know who you are, why you exist, and what you are called to do, life becomes meaningful. Purpose gives direction, identity, and fulfillment. Many people chase money because they lack purpose. But when you walk in your purpose, wealth, spiritual and material, begins to find you. Purpose-driven people attract resources, support, and opportunities because they are aligned with what God designed them to do. And yes, financial wealth is also a blessing from God. Money itself is not evil. It becomes a tool in the hands of someone with a pure heart. Financial wealth allows you to provide for your family, give generously, support your community, invest in dreams, and create generational impact. God's financial blessing is not meant for selfish living, but for stewardship, expansion, and legacy building. True wealth is well-rounded. It is having joy in your spirit, peace in your heart, clarity in your mind, health in your body, love in your relationships, purpose in your soul, and resources in your hand. When God elevates you, He wants you to be wealthy internally first, so that external wealth enhances your life instead of controlling. Real wealth is abundance in every area of life. And that is the kind of wealth God is preparing for you. Divine timing is one of the most powerful and yet challenging aspects of elevation. When God prepares to open doors for you, He does it at the perfect moment, never too late. The difficulty is that your faith must remain strong during the waiting period. Many people give up right before their breakthrough, not realizing that the season of waiting is often the final stage before the blessing manifests. God's timing is intentional. He aligns circumstances, people, opportunities, and resources in a way that positions you for long-term success, not temporary gratification. If you released everything you prayed for prematurely, it might slip through your hands because the foundation, wisdom, or maturity needed to sustain it had not yet been developed. Divine timing is not like human. We measure time with clocks and calendars. God measures timing by development, readiness, and plan. Sometimes you think you are ready because you want the blessing, but desire alone is not preparation. God knows when your character has been refined, your mindset has shifted, and your heart is prepared for what He is about to release. He sees the bigger picture, future challenges, unseen obstacles, and the influence your elevation will require. You may be in a season where it feels like nothing is changing, but in truth, everything is aligning. Behind the scenes, God is orchestrating connections, building your name, preparing opportunities, and shaping situations so that when He opens the door, you will walk through it with confidence and success. Being ready to receive means staying expectant, prepared and positioned even when the blessing has not yet arrived. Many miss their moment because they stop preparing. Preparation is an expression of faith. If you believe increase is coming, you must act like it. Prepare your skills, your mindset, your environment, and your lifestyle for where you are going and not where you are. You don't wait on the opportunity arrives to get ready. You get ready so you don't miss the opportunity. If God told you He would elevate you, then start carrying yourself with the discipline, excellence, and vision of a person He is calling you to become. How you prepare in the waiting determines whether you will be ready when the door opens. Divine timing also teaches patience, trust, and surrender. Waiting is not a punishment. It is a process that strengthens your faith. If everything came the moment you asked, you would never learn endurance, resilience, or dependence on God. Waiting teaches you to pray deeper, listen closer internally. It strips away impatience, pride, and self-reliance. By the time God elevates you, you not only receive the blessing, but also the wisdom to maintain it and the humility to stay grounded. The waiting season strengthens your character so that elevation does not corrupt you. However, readiness is not only spiritual, it is practical as well. If you want financial increase, prepare by learning how to manage finances. If you want a business, prepare by studying, planning, structuring, and building. If you want influence, prepare by mastering your purpose and improving your communication, skills, and leadership. God opens doors for those who prepare to walk through them. Miracles do not replace preparation. They meet prepared people and multiply what they have built. Another key part of divine timing is discernment. Not every open door is from God, and not every delay is from the enemy. You must learn to discern when God is saying and not yet, when He is saying this is the moment, and when He is saying this is not your door. Discernment protects you from stepping into opportunities that look attractive, but are not aligned with purpose. The right opportunity at the wrong time becomes a burden, but the right opportunity at God's time becomes a blessing. When elevation arrives, it often happens suddenly. A single moment can shift your life. One connection, one decision, one introduction, one yes from God can change everything. That is why preparation is essential, because when God moves, He moves quickly. You must be ready to step into the blessing without hesitation or fear. Divine timing is perfect. Trust it, prepare for it, and believe that when your moment comes, it will be greater than what you imagined. Your readiness is your declaration of faith that the blessing is already